Hello students, let us study function overloading with one example. This example we are using to find the volume of different objects. First we will find the volume of a sphere, and then a cuboid, and then a prism, and finally with a cylinder. So we have written volume function by function overloading technique. So same function name is used but with different parameters. In the first case, we have used one integer parameter. In the second case, same function name, we have used three integer parameters because the volume of a cuboid is having three variables L, B and H. Okay. Next one, we are using three float parameters, float H and another float and float base. Here it is base, and third one is area of the prism, base of the prism. Now lastly we have used two float variables for the area of a volume of a cylinder. So we have four functions written with the same name. Okay, and we have uh, used a function overloading technique to do this. So let us input the radius and call the volume function with respect to radius to calculate this volume of the sphere, and we will input length, breadth and height of a cuboid. So when we call the volume function, the volume function will calculate the uh, volume of a cuboid because we are sending integer length, breadth and height. Now next we are calculating the volume of a prism because we are inputting base and area, height, base and area, because these three are float variables. We can see here that height, HT, base and area are float variables. So when three float variables are sent as an arguments, the function volume with parameters float and float will be called, and this volume of the triangular prism will be calculated. And finally we are finding the volume of the cylinder, and so float RC and float HC. Okay, radius of the cylinder and height of the cylinder we are inputting, and now when we call the volume, we have sent float and float as two arguments. So when it receives here in the function volume, float R and float H parameters will take those values, and thus volume of the cylinder will be calculated. So we have de defined the functions here. Okay, this volume function is to calculate it is 4 by 3 pi r cube is the volume of the sphere. LBH, L into B into H is the volume of the cuboid. Half H into base into area of the base is volume of a prism, and pi r square H. Pi r square H is the volume of the pi r square, and H is the volume of the cylinder, formula for the volume of the cylinder. So the three functions in the three places with three different parameters are being executed as a function being executed using function overloading techniques. Now here we have not used the object-oriented programming this. We can convert this using object-oriented programming concepts also. A little modification we need to do. So we will detach this main program from here. Okay, and we will attach it after the class declaration. That is, here we have uh, some declarations for local variable declarations. There we will attach this main program, and we'll make this class as polymorph because the concept of overloading or is also called as polymorphism. Okay, so we will make this class polymorph here, and the class ends here. This class has need not have this class need not have a private variable data variables, or we can write with private data variables also. These can be declared here, or this can be declared here also. If you are declaring it as private variables, we need not declare it here. That's it. Okay, so with the class polymorph, we will write the entire or rewrite the entire program, or we modify the program such that the program becomes a object oriented program. Class name as polymorph, and we declare the four functions, overloaded functions inside the public section of the class, and the class ends here. And in the main program, we declare an object with respect to the class polymorph. Okay, let it be capital P, and okay, we call all these functions with respect to that object. Okay, first volume here, and then second. Whenever we call the function, we know we use object name. Okay, with respect to an object, we call the function. So four times we have to use the function call for four different purposes. Okay. Now here, as the functions are defined outside the class, we need to attach a scope resolution here. The class will not be knowing from where, okay, for which function, for which class these functions belong to. So that scope we have to resolve. So scope resolution we applied here for all the we need to apply for here for all the functions. Okay. Okay. This is how the program is converted as object oriented program technique. So let us execute the program. Here we have used some local variables, some arguments, some parameters, etc. So we will learn also. So we will enter the radius of the sphere. If 5 is the radius of the sphere, volume of the sphere is calculated. Now the program is asking us to enter the length, breadth and height of the cuboid. I'll enter 5, 6 and 7. Cuboid volume of the cube is calculated. Height, base and area of the base area of the prism is input. Okay, triangular volume of the triangular prism is calculated. Radius and height of the cylinder is being asked. We enter that and we get the volume of the cylinder. So that is how the function volume is overloaded in the object oriented programming method. Okay. Now let us learn the global and local variables, arguments and parameters here. The function volume is declared here in four ways. These are all parameters. Whatever we declare here is our parameters inside the function. In the function declaration, what we declare here is parameters. So one parameter, integer parameter, three integer parameters, three float parameters, and two float parameters. That is how the C++ compiler distinguishes four operations with respect to one name called volume. Okay, just by the number and type of the parameters being supplied, the C++ compiler can identify the differences between each volume, okay, when it is being called. So here we input radius, so the argument is radius. So when the function volume is called here with respect to one argument, okay, it is sent to the first one, which is here in line number 6, okay, volume of the sphere. That function will be called, and so on. When three integer variables are supplied, we can see here length, breadth and height are the integer variables. When three integer variables are supplied, the volume function will call the volume of the cube function. Okay, that is here volume of the cube is v is equal to L into B into H. Okay, V is also integer. Here for the illustration purpose, we have thought of taking only integer values for LBH as well as V. Okay, there is no practical requirement that it has to be integer only. Okay, we can go for float also. But if we put here float L, float B, and float H, and here also float H, float base, and float area, two names with the same data types and the same number of parameters will not be considered as function overloading. That will clash with each other. So this is why we have gone for assuming that the LBH values of a cube are all integers. Okay, so thus the function, thus we have studied when polymorphism technique using volume function to calculate volumes of the four different objects, and another concept we studied here is function overloading.